Hello, my name is Princess Adeyinka Tekena. I am the CEO and Chief Happiness Officer of Happy Coffee, and this is my Live It Up session with HIPTV. Why coffee? I think that if I get ₦1 for every time I've been asked that question, I'll probably be one of the richest people in Africa. Very simply, I started coffee about 8 years ago, but the idea didn't come 8 years ago. I was in school in America when I read a book about Starbucks. I don't know if you know Starbucks. Starbucks is the biggest coffee company in the world. And I found out that the founder had transformed the entire coffee culture in America and globally as we know it. And that inspired me. And I told myself, if I ever had the opportunity in the future to do a business, it would be in coffee. And that idea just kind of stayed with me until 2015, when there was a call for African entrepreneurs to come out and bring ideas that could transform the continent by the Tonelu Foundation. I was one of the first 1,000 African entrepreneurs to receive seed funding and 3 months training program, and that was how Happy Coffee started. I think starting any business is very challenging, obviously, because there's an idea that you're trying to birth. But for me, as the brand owner and CEO of the company, I think one of the first things that struck me when I started this business was, first, Nigerians do drink coffee against popular opinion. That's number one. Secondly, Nigerians drink instant coffee. That means a lot of the coffee that Nigerians have access to is coffee that has been processed. And unfortunately, most of the coffee we also even drink is imported. And why is this a major problem? It will interest you to know that 20 states in Nigeria grows coffee, including Lagos. And most of the coffee that we grow every year goes to waste because we drink imported coffee. And one of the things that we wanted to do, or one of the challenges we wanted to solve within the coffee value chain in Nigeria, is to bring locally grown coffee to the tables and to the cups of Nigerians. And that is literally how we built out this business. So like I said, Nigerians do drink coffee, but we want Nigerians to have access to a great cup of coffee, not just coffee that you pour in the cup. I like to liken it to the advent of orange juice and juice out of a box. I know that many people love their juice freshly squeezed now. So that's how coffee is. For us, we do not process our coffee. We just roast it and give you a great cup of coffee. So coffee is it's an amazing product. I like to say that, not just because I'm a coffee brand owner, but it's just an amazing product. So coffee actually comes from cherries. They come from really short trees, and they're like cherries, like your grapefruit. And we have about 4 processes where we're able to extract that coffee bean. And then the coffee bean comes to us as a processor, because we are coffee processors as well, where we roast the coffee freshly, and then we're able to grind and create different products and services out of the coffee beans. Like we said, we source from local farmers in Taraba. Yes, Taraba. Many states in the southwest, south region, southwest grow coffee, from Oyo to Ogun to Taraba, Plateau, all grow coffee. And like we said, we source from local farmers and we process here in our factory in Lagos. I've been doing this business for 8 years. Coffee businesses are one of the most lucrative and cash-driven economies around the world. I like to tell people that the way oil is to Nigeria is how coffee is to some countries. So it's definitely what we call in our industry as the black gold, because coffee is the second most traded commodity in the world after oil. I like to say that coffee lends itself to so many ways. We have a very extensive value chain that starts from the farm and ends into the cup. I know that most Nigerians only have access to a certain type of coffee, but coffee does a lot of product, can be morphed into different products. For example, coffee drinks. In our lineup of products, we have coffee drinks, we have the cold ones, we have the hot ones, yes, cold coffee, bottled drinks. We have customers or clients who use coffee for coffee oils, body scrubs, coffee soaps. So it's such a diverse industry and product that it's able to do so many things, like some of the products we carry as a brand. I think for any brand, we have been, we're in an industry that is not well defined, meaning that there isn't a lot of players in our industry. Yes, we do have competitors in our industry, but the beautiful thing about Happy Coffee is that we're able to create innovative solutions. Like we say, we are not just a cafe, we are a coffee solution company, and we have driven a brand that is able to mirror and begin to future the growth of coffee in Nigeria as a whole. So for us, our unique selling point is not just coffee, but it's the way we're teaching Nigerians to drinking proper coffee, and most importantly, how do we support the growth of the value chain by introducing solutions that help farmers all the way to the cup, and also look for ways to tackle social problems like unemployment. A lot of you people who work in our company are young, and we're giving them opportunities to be super creative and grow as we go along. I think that what is important for us and what we're going to see in the future is some of the work that we've done in creating very innovative solutions. For example, we have our mobile cafe. We were the ones who created the first ever mobile cafe and library. And what do we do with that? We're able to go to events. So if you were a young person and you were looking to start in your own business, you can own your own coffee space where you can create a mini coffee area where people can drink coffee, conversate around coffee. So there are a lot of opportunities that we've created. We also have a training school. So if you wanted to learn how to make coffee, we are able to come to our training school, learn how. And I always say that outside of all of that, the Google creates an opportunity for you to learn a lot about coffee. So there are a lot of things that can be done. One of the things that we've learned along the line in building our brand is there's so many opportunities in the country. There's so many opportunities within the coffee value chain to developing brands that can transform the continent. And that's our vision in Happy Coffee. But I'm also going to take you into one of our training centers where you see how we make a cup of coffee, and hopefully you can create a career or a business idea from that. So welcome back. We are now in our factory. I want to show you some of the things that we do that obviously have grown the industry and growing our brand. This is my fellow team member. We call him Mr. Rob Baba Coffee. He's also in charge of ensuring that we always come out with a great coffee in terms of the coffee beans, and he's also in charge of our barista school and barista. So generally, when we get coffee from the farm, it looks like this, what we call green coffee. It's coffee that has been cleaned, no chemicals, no processing. And then what we do is we use this machine, which is a coffee roaster. We invested in it last year because we wanted to support more farmers and ensure that we're able to roast great cups of coffee to use. So we roast our coffee here. It's a fantastic machine. It also is able to create its own profile. So once it's roasted, Baba Coffee now comes here to test the coffee, which he'll be showing us now. Rob, let's make some coffee for them to see how it's done. And like I said during the interview, one of the professions that you can be a part of in coffee is being a coffee bar. We call it a barista, where you can open your own shop. We can also train you on how to making your own cup of coffee. And Rob will show you some of the ways that we also create coffee in our coffee shops across the city. So over to you, Mr. Baba Coffee. So basically, once we have roasted the coffee, we have the coffee beans, we grind. We have our grinders here that gives us the consistency that we want. This is an espresso machine. Sometimes they come smaller, but this is an industrial espresso machine. Most times when you go to a coffee shop, you see a machine like this. It allows you to make what we call an espresso, which is the base of every coffee drink. So these are the guys that do the work. So we'll make an espresso. I know that most Nigerians like their coffee sweet with milk, but for every coffee drink, it starts with a coffee-based drink like you're seeing right now. So this is an espresso, and then if you want to sweeten, you can add your own type of flavor, whether it's honey, sugar, what we call coffee syrups. To making any great cup of coffee, you need a sort of machine. Sometimes it doesn't have to be as big as this, but this is a commercial machine that we use to preparing coffee in our coffee shops. So like I said, he prepares first the base, which is an espresso. which is from roasted coffee grinded and made with this machine. And like I said, from general studies, we know that Nigerians like their coffee sweet and creamy. So he's going to steam some milk right now. And it will also interest you to know that people who make coffee are usually called baristas. So he's also a very trained and experienced barista, which is a profession that we're hoping that many young Nigerians will get into in the future. So this is how he makes an amazing cup of coffee. You can see that the coffee is ready. He has steamed some milk and he's just going to wow you. And this is how you should enjoy your coffee at home. You know, fresh, with no preservatives, nothing included, to getting a great cup of coffee. And like he just made a cup of coffee, one of the beautiful things about coffee that we also do is we've created different products. So our coffee drink, like I said, varies from hot to cold. We even have some that we put Irish cream, vodka, and we like to say in our company that we give you coffee the way you like it. So if you wanted to add a bit of more jazz to your coffee, we're able to do that for you. I want to thank HIPTV. Thank you guys for stopping by. And this is my Living It Up session with HIPTV. You can follow us on Happy Coffee International on Instagram and order your coffee and enjoy a great cup. Thank you.